The light coastal forces of the Royal Navy are constantly in action in many parts of the world, attacking enemy naval units and shipping, mine laying, mine sweeping, escorting convoys and carrying out air-sea rescue work. In the Far East, the struggle continues, but it is here in the North Sea that many of them received their baptism of fire.
You've done all your torpedo firings, and the rest of your stuff is complete, so you'll be ready to sail for Terrier in a day or two.
That suits me fine, sir.
Anyhow, you've got a damn good coxswain. And his steering throughout has been most consistent.
Well, I'm pretty well satisfied with the whole crew, sir. That gunner of mine is terrific.
Yes, I know. But you must remember you're an MTB. The torpedo is your main weapon, not the gun.
I quite realize that, sir.
Well, anyway, there are one or two things that I want to talk to you about, so take a pew for a moment. Your fellow Canadians who pass through here have set a very high standard, and I've no doubt whatever that you'll maintain it. You've been in action before, but some of your crew have not. It's up to you, Hard, to see that they keep right on their toes the whole time. And this means, long after you've left here, you've got to go on training and training, so that whenever you come up with the enemy, you'll be able to give him hell.
Well, I think we'll be ready for them, sir.
What's that supposed to be? Spring fashions for the Navy, China. High waistline, for decolletage, ruffled sleeves. Regular little assault craft, isn't she?
Not bad.
Used to be my job. Dress designer.
Dress designer?
You know, Paris models, straight from Manchester and all that.
You mean it?
Yeah, straight up.
Not if we could drop it to the mid or the Pacific.
Mate, now you're talking. One night, we took it at a tanker, shot up an escort, and depth charged an E-boat. You should have seen that E-boat. Got in our wake, and up she went.
2 bells, 2 bells. All hands turn to. All hands turn to.
Turn to.
Oh, Hard, just a minute. I believe your sailing orders have come.
Oh, that's grand, sir. When do I leave?
That I can't tell you. You'll get all that in your orders. Well, anyway, I'll see you before you go.
Grand, sir.
straight from school.
Yes?
MTB 181, bearing on side, sir.
Thank you. Where are we berthing her?
Number 3, sir.
Oh, that's easy enough. You fuel here. You can get torpedoes over there. The duty officer will fix it for you. By the way, what sort of a crew have you got?
Not bad at all. A couple haven't seen the action yet, but I think they'll be all right.
Well, they shouldn't have long to wait.
If he don't watch his booze pressures, he'll be in the rattle proper.
Ah, what's going to tell him to fatten this out, sir?
Hey, Johnny,
Hello.
make sure that coal is hot. It's going to be damn cold out there tonight.
Okay, Swain. Where the blazes is my sweater? I put it there this morning.
Have you looked in your locker?
Yeah, but I'm not looking in yours.
All right, Harry. Want you an extra jersey to know, Harry?
Folks leave other people's stuff alone.
You can drop that. We'll try looking into your bunk. Come on, Bryce, shake it up. We don't want to be late enough first off.
I can't go out like this.
Give him a hand to find that jersey, Greg. What's he want? A nursemaid?
Mustn't forget to take the message.
I don't
Look
know
out.
why some
I
bloke
wish I got a
can't
pair of
get
needles.
something.
I'd nip one. If I got time.
Don't know whether we're needs our shaving kit. What do you think this is? Cotton wool?
Thanks, Greg.
Come on, lads, get a move on him. Come on, Bryce, shake it up.
Cotton?
Cup of Kaiser?
Yes, please. Plenty of sugar.
What's our position, sir?
There.
Somewhere to go yet, sir?
Yes, quite a long way. What's it like up top?
Oh, it's a grand mess, sir. Getting very cold.
Well, hurry up with that cocoa.
Aye, aye, sir.
Object expand, what I do, sir? Look like mine, sir.
funny-looking mines. Look more like beer barrels to me. Bridge plot.
Stop, Bridge.
Make note of our position and mark it beer.
You say beer? Stop your drink.
Yes, 2 barrels. You may pick them up in the morning. First time I see you scared of beer. I thought we were going to miss him. Bridge plot.
Stop, Bridge.
How much further now, number 1?
Another half hour and 3 miles off the hook.
Right. Coming over. Lord, you made the night too long.
I say he did. God, what a trip.
Well, it suited me all right. Better than the working up trip.
I wonder where old Jerry got to last night. You can't expect to sink up this ship every time you go out. But don't worry, we'll meet up with them soon enough.
At least we got those. Couple of beauties, aren't they? Wonder what's in them.
Don't worry, you twerp.
Shut up. Beer. Or rum. Might even be sherry.
You'll never know. The ruddy customs will get 'em.
Oh, pipe down.
What's that one for?
Ah, this is for a tanker. Got it last night.
What? Only one?
What do you mean, only one? That's all Jerry sends out nowadays.
Well, he might leave the next one to us.
Okay.
I might have guessed that about you. Any bit under that?
About half full.
Come on. Thank you, Brian.
And don't forget Tuesday evening. Ah, that's better.
Glad you like it, darling.
Hey, but she's lovely. She weren't marrying Greg, I'd marry myself.
Well, thanks very much, Brian. But I think I'll stick to Greg.
You've got some sense, my girl.
Good evening, Mr. Baker. Dear. Must be a bit slow. Thanks,
Good evening, Mr. Baker.
Did you find it? Go. Good night, Mr. Baker. Good night.
Nobody sort of bloke, any?
What are our regulars? You set your watch by him.
An empty me, an empty me, only goes to see, and what we see is nothing but sea. I ain't gonna grieve, no more, I ain't gonna be, no more, I ain't gonna grieve, no more, oh, you can't go to hell.
that's nothing. We've been over there 10 or 11 times and things we've plenty of them. But that's a fair average. Some of our chaps haven't seen Jerry for months.
I think it's a waste of good engines.
Oh, well, better luck next time.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.
For we never go to fight the foe, and what we see in an MTV is nothing but sea, just sea, more sea. I ain't a-gonna agree.
Rick, got a date with Gwen.
My Lord,
Oh, what time is it? At 5:30.
I ain't gonna agree.
You having a run ashore, Harry? I'll be down later.
My Lord,
Rightio.
6 o'clock, then.
Rightio.
The billiard room.
I'll be right along, boy.
Get out.
Cheerio.
Look, we go out, we come back. We go out again, we come back. Week after week, and not a single action. That's not what I joined up for.
Yeah, we should have joined the Air Force. Have a drink with me, or you'll have me crying too. 2 rounds, Marjorie.
Thank you, Jack. Hello there, darling.
Right here, dear.
What the hell's going on here?
Give you 3 guesses, Toby.
Gone with the blonde, eh?
Something special, I hope, Marjorie.
Certainly is, Brian. Thank you.
Come on, love.
Good evening, Seiko.
Yes, South Arms. Yes.
Thank you. Good night, Mr. Baker. Good night.
Quiet, please. All crews will return to their base immediately. Good night, boys. Good night.
Get him all night.
Bye-bye,
Margie.
Now, don't forget, it's a big tanker, and it's proceeding about 2 miles off the Dutch coast, approximately 9 knots. And the escort, as far as we know, is 2 flatships, 4 trawlers, and 4 E-boats. Any more questions?
Have you any ideas about the disposition of the escort, sir?
Well, not much. But there may be more than 1 ship in the tail escort, which you'll have to be careful about.
Now, carry on, please.
Just finished, sir. Oh, there's one more thing. After the action, try and make wide position. If you can't, return independently. Anything you'd like to say, sir?
Orders all clear?
Yes, sir.
Right, this looks like the best target you've had for several weeks, so make the best of it. Right, good luck and away you go.
Oh, Hart, remember, as we arranged, your last boat in line. So if you see a tail escort, that'll be your job. Don't wait for orders from me. Okay, then. Yes, sir.
Everything all ready? All set. Right, start up. All right, start up.
How do the gunboats look, yeah?
Yes, they left about a quarter of an hour ago.
That's all moving off, sir.
Right, start at slow.
How far are we from the convoy route?
5 miles. We're waiting here for half an hour unless we see anything beforehand.
What's up, Swain?
Oh, we're stopping here for a while. You all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Don't go to sleep. There's something cooking tonight.
The gunboats seem to run into something.
Yes, they seem to be having quite a party.
Sit down here. Let's get going.
Start up!
Let's get going.
Start up!
Object! Prima Valorosa! That's the tail escort, all right. Make an enemy report. Tubes to the ready! Starboard wheel.
Gregory?
Work out an enemy report.
I'll give you the position in a minute.
Starboard tube ready, sir. Both tube ready, sir.
Both tubes to the ready, sir.
Yes, it's a flag trawler.
I wonder if they can see. Of course not. We're down the move. Starboard wheel. Steady. Stand by. Now, blast and set fire. Give me a course to meet the gunboats.
You should see them fairly soon.
Bridge is WT.
WT, Bridge.
Get this out right away. Trawler sunk.
Trawler sunk.
Am proceeding to rendezvous.
I'm proceeding to rendezvous. Aye, aye, sir. 2 boats right 4-5, sir.
What's up?
Gunboats at the port bow, sir.
Stand by to answer the challenge.
There's only 2 gunboats. I wonder what's happened to the 3rd.
Come on. Keeping a lousy lookout. Hard to stop. Thanks, Bo. Aye, aye, sir. Send them engaged by 2 wing boats.
Aye, aye, sir.
broke it, sir. Slang. Got it in the leg, and it burned down.
Midships. Not out of heat. That stream's got us out of action. That's 5 heats. But our port engine's completely gashed. Damn.
Everything all right, Gregory?
All right down here, sir.
All right, get this up right away.
One engine out of action. One casualty.
Ask the first lieutenant for our position, course, and speed. Rattle it.
Courage, jump, sir.
Take up a hand then.
I can't. Completely jump. I'll cover Lewis.
Big smoke! Big smoke! Stand by for depth charge attack. Stand by for depth charge attack.
Starboard wheel.
Think it's got him, sir?
Port wheel.
Smoke's been hit, sir. Hell. Blasted turret used us now, and the smoke's finished. What speed are you figuring on?
20 knots. Bit of an optimist. Maybe.
Any news from them yet?
No, nothing. Should have something by now. I'm getting a bit anxious.
I think I'll stay around.
Rich WT. WT, Bridge. Any news of the gunboats?
No, sir. Nothing yet.
There they are, right astern. That sounds like them.
Yeah, you're right.
They're closing fast.
Keep it on the starboard quarter, sir. There's only one. Open fire! Open fire! That's it, folks. Got the other then. Got to me. That's dummy.
Boss, get this out. Bloody boat overtaking. Cannot make more than 20 knots. Sparks! Find out what's happened to Bar.
More E-boats, sir. In hell.
There, the gunboat.
Look, the gunboat. Get out. Go on, we must stand still. Come on!
Gregory's finished.
Gregory.
Walker's been hit, sir.
Keep a lookout. First action, eh?
Yes, wound in the chest. He'll be okay.
Well, he's one of us now, sir. Hey, Johnny?
Keep it well around his shoulders.
Walker got it, sir.
Yes, he has, but he'll be all right.
All right, below. All right. All right, down here, sir.
Lever,
Sir?
how about some tea?
Right, sir. Here come the gunboat, sir.
GB7 calling 181. GB7 calling 181. Have some e-wood. Are you all right? 181 answering. Have 3 casualties and 1 engine out of order. Can you escort us home? GB7 here. Go ahead. We will follow.
What's the course for home?
North 75 west.
Execute follows. Ships form column in order of sequence numbers. Take half standard distance. Guides course 180. Speed 12.
Roger. Execute follow. Formation on. Tack Tango Alpha 1-2. Tack 1. Tack 1 answer. Tack Golf Corpen 180. Tack Speed 12.
Now, so I'm too happy about the next maneuver. Ships forming column in order of sequence numbers, half standard distance. You maintain your present course and speed.
Quite happy, sir.
Execute.
Well, this is Taipan. Stand by. Execute.
My name is David Whitehead. I'm the commander of the 6th Patrol Craft Squadron, nicknamed the Dragon Squadron, based out here in Hong Kong. We form part of the British force which supports the Hong Kong government. And obviously, to do this, we have a number of different roles. Now, what do? Well, basically, our main job is to assist the Royal Hong Kong Police to keep law and order in their waters, which incidentally cover more than half the total area of the colony. At the same time, since this densely populated place is on the edge of the tropics and is often struck by typhoons, we provide an ever-ready force which can bring immediate help in the event of this, or indeed any other sort of disaster or accident. Another important part of our work is to help in making life easier for the people who live within the 236 islands of the colony. We build things like playgrounds and football pitches and work on projects to improve existing facilities, particularly in the more remote areas. Naturally, we also get involved in the day-to-day life of the community, and this brings us all sorts of smaller tasks, from providing escorts for VIPs to starting sailing and dragon boat races. Of course, while we're doing all this, we take every opportunity to maintain our fighting efficiency as units of the fleet, and to help us, we have a larger, more sophisticated ship, such as the guided missile destroyer Devonshire, which is here at the moment as a guard ship.
Captain, quartermaster.
Captain.
There's a junk on fire about half a mile on the starboard bow, sir.
How bad is it?
Very bad, sir.
Right, go to action stations. I'll be up straight away.
Aye, aye, sir.
Take that signal immediate and transmit. Right, Mr. Southcott. You can see what's happened. Call away the salvage boarding party. Go and pick up survivors.
Aye, aye, sir.
Off you go.
Away, Port Gemini. Salvage boarding party mustering in the port waist. After winch driver close up.
Relay, immediate. Time 172318 Zulu. From HMS Beachampton to Hong Kong break. Unclassified. Explosion and fire in junk position 7 cables north of Fat Tau Chau Island stop. Serious casualties probable stop. Request immediate helo assistance for casualty evacuation.
Tomorrow we shall carry out a navigational exercise round Cowside Chow, passing from east to west. The ships will be in the order Yonton and Beachampton at half standard distance, and the speed will be between 10 and 12 knots as required for navigation. I remind you that although the water appears wide, the deep channel is narrow and precise navigation is required. We will sail from Victoria Basin at 9 o'clock and arrive at the start point at 10:30.
Davidson, we're just about to enter the Narrows. Check ship's head by gyro.
Ship's head, sir. Ship's head by gyro. 217, 217.5, 218, 218.5.
Correct. The gyro is correct, sir. I'd like to alter course to starboard to 010, speed 10. It is safe to do so, sir.
Right. Half ahead both engines. Come right, 010.
Aye, sir.
Half ahead both engines. Half ahead both engines. Starboard 10. Starboard 10. Ready to do half ahead. 10 starboard below.
Very good.
Altering 010. Altering 010.
Special's closed up. Echo sounder running. Depth 6 fathoms.
We're just about to start the Navix. I want you to report every fathom under 7 and get an acknowledgement from the bridge at 4 and under. The least expected depth is 3 fathoms. Report depth now.
Depth 5 fathoms.
Very good. As the navigating officer of Yarnton, it is my job to advise the captain on all aspects of navigation around the coast of Hong Kong and on longer passages at sea. The problems of navigating a small ship like this are just the same as navigating a frigate or an even larger ship such as an aircraft carrier. From time to time, in order to keep our hand in, we do difficult navigational exercises in the narrow passages between the small islands that go to make up the colony. These require a lot of planning beforehand and precise navigation at the time. In order to find out the position of the ship at any one moment, I take bearings of prominent features ashore and draw them on the chart. Where the lines meet is the exact position of the ship. In this particular case, I'm taking bearings of a church, of a peninsula, and of a beacon. I can see the red and white beacon now, sir. I'd like to wheel over to 164.
Very good. Come left, 164. Speed 10 knots.
Port 10.
Port 10. Turn port wheel on, sir.
Revolutions 225.
Revolutions 225. Midships. Wheel to midships.
Starboard 10.
Starboard 10. 10 and starboard on, sir.
Still 164.
I've been chief boatswain's mate of the Yarnton for 10 months, and as such, I'm involved in practically everything the ship does. One of our jobs is to help the people who live in the outlying islands of the colony. The Chinese are great basketball players, and the people of Chung Chau asked us to build them a pitch. When possible, the Wrens came with us on this project. It makes a day out for them, and they're always a great help in amusing the children. The first part of the job was to get the goalposts over to the island. For this, we used a helicopter to bring them to the site and lower them into position. Two of the squadron ships were involved in the project, and having fixed up posts, on our next visit, we cleared the undergrowth and started to level the ground. As soon as the ground was in a reasonable state, the villagers of Chung Chau invited us to celebrate by playing the first match on their new pitch.
Hands to action stations. Hands to action stations. Hands to action stations.
All midshipmen spend a year at sea as part of their training. I'm spending the first 6 months of mine in Washington. We get around the Far East quite a lot in these ships. For instance, so far, I've been to Singapore and Borneo, and next month we're off to Japan. To me, the great thing about these very small ships is the amount of responsibility you're given as a junior officer. All the midshipmen have a number of different jobs. My most important is as ship's gunnery officer. This means that I'm in charge of the 2 quick-firing guns, which make up our main armament. Of course, this includes training up the gun's crews and also landing and boarding parties.
A gun closed up, cleared away, book clear.
Bridge, roger.
X gun closed up, cleared away, book clear.
Bridge, roger. Load the racks.
A gun rack loose.
X gun racks loaded.
Bridge, roger. A and X gun, load.
A gun loose.
X gun loaded.
Bridge, roger. Policy, bombardment. Target bears, green 110. Range 17. Both guns, single shots, engage.
Port 10, steer 205.
Port 10, steer 205.
Very good.
Now, Mr. Wilson, you should be a bit more positive on that microphone, otherwise you'll never get people to obey your orders. It doesn't need a loud voice, but you sounded very hesitant, so you didn't know what you're doing. But you don't yet, do you?
I've done my first term at Dartmouth, and then we're now into the first third of our second term, which is on board HMS Fearless.
HMS Fearless was designed as an amphibious assault ship carrying Marines and soldiers. It's also a training ship with up to 150 midshipmen having sea experience before they go out to join the fleet.
Bridge, roger.
I want to be a seaman officer. That's why I joined the Navy.
What you report is no good. You've got to tell him what to do with the contact. All right? Tell him to report the contact again at 5 miles.
Option bridge. Report to contact again at 5 miles.
If you don't tell the option what to do, they'll keep the plot on the table, but they won't actually report to him. If you tell them to report him again at 5 miles, they'll come up, give you course, speed, and CPA.
You learn everything in Dartmouth in lecture rooms, but then when you come on board the ship, you can actually see it and feel it, and it's around you, and you take part in it. You are actually doing it yourself.
HMS Andromeda is a Leander-class frigate. The Leanders are the workhorses of the Navy.
Navigator, take the ship on the bridge.
I joined the Navy 12 years ago, and I've spent 8 of those years at sea.
Steer 083.
And that is what you've got to do if you want to achieve the goal of every seaman officer, which is to command your own ship. There's no substitute for experience, and you won't get that unless you're at sea. I remember the first time that I had to take a ship out. It was HMS Achilles, exactly the same as Andromeda, and the adrenaline was really flowing then. Never done it before. The first time that I'd navigated a ship anywhere, ever.
West Vanguard buoyed the left chronicle to port, so we leave to port on the next turn.
Plymouth, I suppose, is regarded by most people as a pretty tortuous place to get in and out.
Still got a slight ebb.
And if you don't look and think, that doesn't look right.
So we want to turn early on the next turn.
Which is all part of experience. And things can go wrong.
Wheel over to port 045 and 20 degrees of wind.
And I realised that for the first time. The first time I ever went out of Plymouth. It's the perfect teach-in.
On now, sir. Port 15.
Port 15!
Well, it's the responsibility of the marine engineer officer always to be closed up in the control position for the machinery. Well, the marine engineer officer is obviously responsible for the whole of the marine engineering department, which, as well as the propulsion equipment, also involves responsibility for the condition of the hull. Virtually the material state of the ship. He's responsible for the damage control.
I think the tension in an exercise situation is created by the possibilities of damage to the ship and the enormous impact that can have upon the ability of the command to fight the ship. The old adage, to float, to move, and to fight. The Marine Engineering Department has to provide the first 2 of those.
The idea of Fearless is to consolidate the knowledge you learnt at Dartmouth, to put it to a practical use.
Tell the captain about this contact, exactly as you would as off the watch.
So we're not really learning anything new, we're just doing it sort of in real-life situation.
Skunk 31, bearing 188, distance now 5 miles. CPA is close to the ship. I've instructed the officer room to watch.
CPA is going to be close to the ship. How far?
I'll check that.
All right, let me know, will you?
One of the main Dartmouth philosophies is to give all the midshipmen a training which is broad in aspect without being too deep.
What is the CPA of Skunk 31?
Whatever entry you are, engineer, seaman, supply, pilot, the lot, you're a naval officer first, and a seaman or an engineer second. And that's why we get the same basic training. All midshipmen on board Fearless spend quite a few hours doing seaboat training, because if you do have a man overboard, it's one of the most effective ways of recovering him. At Dartmouth, we spend a lot of time also talking about man overboard, but again, there it's theory, all done on the river in small motorboats. Actually getting out there in the sea, in the big waves, it's putting it into a real-life situation.
HMS Dreadnought is a nuclear-powered submarine. She's capable of carrying out continuous high-speed underwater patrols. She's completely independent of her base and can, in fact, circumnavigate the globe without even having to surface.
They've been operating in and around that area. The only navigational dangers, sir, are the hind bank out here, but that should present us with no problems if we don't expect to be that far west. That's all, sir. Thank you. Somebody got any questions?
Yes, what depth are we going to be transting at?
We'll be transting at 400 feet to be below land. The great thing about life in the Navy, and particularly the submarine service, it's a 24-hour-a-day life. It's not like sort of shutting the door in the office at 5 o'clock in the evening. The work is very real. It's to do with day's confrontation.
Weapons? Correct, sir. The weapon system is correct. We still have 2 more Mark 8s to charge before we dive, which should be finished within the next 40 minutes, sir.
It's not the glamour Navy, but it is a Navy that produces results. And I think it's this worthwhileness in the job that really attracts people into us. Communications?
Reading broadcast routine every 3 hours, sir. So 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, etc. You have to read one routine in 4. You go into high-frequency radio silence at midnight tonight.
Quite often, if a ship has a military-type task to perform, she can embark a detachment of Royal Marines who can act as a landing party.
Mission. Our mission is to deny the enemy the use of this railway line for 48 hours. We will do this...
Well, the ship's detachment itself consists of an officer, a ship sergeant major, and a detachment of up to about 20 Marines.
The ship will sail tonight and be off the area here before first light tomorrow morning. At 0600 we will embark into Germany's and we will land at 0700. We will move inland.
As an officer, you are part of wartime life, and the Marines detachment, including yourself, is part of the ship's company.
We will secure the immediate area, and myself and 3 will go in and set the demolition charges.
Going on a small raid like that, where you're going in, you're going to do a job and you're going to come out within a very short space of time, you'll travel obviously as light as possible. Wherever you go, you always carry enough kit to survive for 24 hours.
Hello, this is 33 Foxtrot radio check, over.
On top of that, you carry the equipment that you're going to need, which will be your own personal weapon, enough ammunition, and also, of course, explosives or any other specialist equipment that you needed for your task.
The Royal Naval Air Station at Yeovilton has about 240 wrens. Girls employed as aircraft mechanics, radar operators, and net watchkeepers. Can I have the shipboard, please? And also various other wrens in support of the establishment itself. There were 2 basic reasons why I joined the Wrens. The first of these was the actual job itself. I was fortunate enough to be able to obtain a post in meteorology, and secondly, to be able to obtain responsibility at a relatively early age. I was a teacher and particularly enjoy working with people, and then the service gives you ample opportunity for being able to develop any potential that you have in this particular sphere.
Now 2 miles. Current on straight.
The operations room is where the ship is fought from. That's the nerve centre. In the old days, the captain would fight his ship from the bridge. No longer does he. Does it in the operations room, because it's there that all your sensors are displayed. Your information coming from your sonar,
050.
visual lookouts,
How are we for our screen position off the
ship's radars, aircraft. It's all collated in the operations room, and trying to present to the captain a nice, clear, concise picture of what's going on around him in the deep field.
The weapons electrical officer is standing in the ops room, as close to the captain as he can get, given the fact that there are about 15 other people who also need to be close to the captain, particularly the principal warfare officers, who have to oversee the whole operation. With so many people packed in the operations room, the temperature rises. The noise level gets higher and higher as people get more excited. Everything comes at you really thick and fast.
Investigate 270, watch range 3000.
The weapons officer is very aware that all the equipment for which he's responsible has got to be working. It's quite frightening, really, when you think of the huge amount of equipment in the ship, each bit of which is critical or could be critical.
It's a sort of humbling process after university when you think you're the top dog to learn that you're not and accept the fact that experience is one of the most important things rather than the theory that goes with it. And the secret is a blend of experience and knowledge about the environment in which you're working.
Yeah, that's it for now. That should be on. There we are. That's 2 and a B. 2 and a B. Also, another tower for the dump.
The instructors will drill into the young midshipmen the word basic. Although you might find it difficult at times, it's really the simplified version of what you would have to do as a specialist in that task. From navigation, through to seamanship, through to the academic subjects. Replenishment at sea is when one ship does not want to go into port to replenish its supplies, in which case the Royal Fleet Auxiliary will come alongside. It's a never-ending process of swinging a weight from one ship to another. You can imagine the problems involved if a line parted, the whip-back effects quite easily kill somebody. A lot of it you don't like doing, but life's not a bed of roses anyway.
I have the ship, clear the bridge for diving, come down below, shut the upper lid. They don't really believe that you have to be a particularly special guy. I mean, if you're intelligent, and you don't mind working hard, and you've got a good sense of humour, and enjoy comradeship,
Diving now.
don't mind living in a caravan for 20 odd years, then you'll make it.
You are safe for 1.3 miles on this track.
One of the rewards is the fact that you're able to be captain of your own submarine at a comparatively early age.
Lower the wireless mast. Lower the wireless mast. Wireless going down.
And this is an immense step.
At 08:15, the Met officer starts on the briefing round.
Good morning, gentlemen. Midnight picture. Anticyclone flying from northeast England across to southwest Ireland.
The forecast goes in turn to each of the squadrons to brief them on what the weather situation is going to be like for the local area and for the exercise area, which is a 100 nautical mile radius from Yeovilton.
In southern coastal areas this afternoon. Basic situation, it's an anticyclone across the northern part of the country.
As long as one performs one's job satisfactorily, whether it be meteorology, secretarial work or whatever, and also the various responsibilities required of an officer, then the men will hold you in equal esteem.
To the east of LFA1, there are still patches of low stratus, but they're based at about 800 feet. But these should be burning off as you're getting there anyway, so no problem really with regard to that.
And there are perhaps two important aspects concerning a ship's helicopter pilot in transiting back to his parent ship, the cloud and the visibility. The visibility at his destination will determine whether or not he'll be able to land on the deck.
Well, the Lynx is a new concept in shipborne helicopters in that it has a pilot and an observer. It has a much greater range capability and a much greater payload than any small shipborne helicopter has ever had before. It has a top speed in excess of 140 knots, and it can carry the ship's weapons performance over the horizon to the tune of 50, 100 miles or so away from the parent ship, which is a long way in excess of anything that the Navy had before. The Lynx has three main operational roles. Firstly, anti-submarine, in that it can carry homing torpedoes. Secondly, it can carry homing missiles, and this is a new and very crucial role for a small shipborne helicopter. And thirdly, it has a very long endurance and can carry out radar, visual and electronic surveillance ahead of and above the fleet. Most pilots, I think, join the Fleet Air Arm first of all to fly, because they have the advantages of not only flying, but also of sitting on a ship, seeing the world, and being part of the naval environment. But they very soon realize that, in fact, rather than being a pilot first and a naval officer second, it's the other way around, and they're very much a naval officer who happens to fly.
Don't forget, lads, just make sure it's a nice drop round the ears.
Yeah. Try and get it on the islands as well.
What?
Try and get it on the islands as well.
Yeah.
You're prepared to leave. You camouflage yourselves out.
Good first field dressing?
No, sir.
We can get this man a first field dressing, so that's good.
Okay. Right.
Make sure all the weapons are working properly, issue the ammunition.
Right, Six, what frequency are you on?
And once this is done, you yourself then know that each man can carry out his tasks as you've told him to, without having to worry at any time.
Okay.
You know, because you've supervised and inspected everybody in the preparation of the equipment before they leave the ship.
Magazine's full?
Yeah.
Right, make sure everything's all right.
Gun working all right? So, when was it last fired? About a week ago. Good.
On board Fearless, we're given an opportunity to sample every single department on board a ship and to see the jobs that just about everybody does.
We live like ratings in the same messes. We are treated like ratings quite a lot. We eat with the ratings. We have the same sort of leave hours, same conditions. And we work with the ratings as well. We talk to them. They don't look at us as officers, so they talk to us quite freely. But if we had a couple of gold stripes on our arms, you know, they would sort of clam up a bit. And this is a good way to find out, you know, what they think. I mean, cleaning the bilges, nothing fascinating about that, but you've got to do it so you know what the men under you are doing. So that when you're an officer, you know, if you say to a rating, go and clean the bilges, you know what he's going to go through.
Now, when we plot the actual fix on the chart, we take the same order for fixing purposes as the order in which we took the bearings. Okay, so if we start off with the 2 to B tower, 105. Foreign ports to me are very intriguing, but I haven't been abroad a lot. That's right, Mr. Westwood. Circle around, correct time. And the next job now is to go outside and take another fix. Right. It is interesting to see the way other people live.
What they are doing now is a hacking process. It means that we are separating the wine from the sediments. It's done every 90 days, and that crop is a 1975 Aubryon, which will be bottled in 1979.
It's nice to be able to do it in a reasonably relaxed manner. You're not on a hurried car chase through France, the old Grand Tour. You actually come into a port, and we're here for a week, and you can get out most nights, except when you're on duty, and you can explore the place you want, the way you want to explore it. And we're helped a lot, too, by being in the Navy. Things are arranged for us, or people are a lot more receptive to us in the port that we go to, because we're there in some semi-official capacity.
The object of this type of operation is to get in to do the job that you're given and get out as quickly as possible. The main type of assault that a commando unit would do, in fact, would be by helicopter and or landing craft. The type of landing by the small craft would not be a complete commando assault. It would be done by more small raiding parties. The demolitions team would only consist of possibly 2 or 3 people who would be trained in the use of explosives, so they could lay the charges as quickly and efficiently as possible in the area where the most effect from the explosives would be made. The idea in this case would have been to blow the railway line as quickly and cleanly as possible. And once that was done, to leave the area as quickly as possible again back to the French ship.
You've got to be well trained, and this is one of the reasons why we do all this all the time, is to make sure that people do know their jobs, they are well trained, so that they can keep up with the amount and speed that the information is coming into the ship.
Officer Watch, the aircraft attack is taking place now. Shortly afterwards, we'll be launching 472.
Roger, sir. Understood.
You can sometimes wonder what would happen if that was really an enemy aircraft coming in. It's very difficult to put oneself into a wartime environment. It's quite easy to simulate the wartime conditions.
Overflown by Buccaneers, Roger.
Roger, stern of Amazon, thank you.
090.
But it's very difficult to put oneself in the mental frame of being at war.
We're in the middle of an air attack.
The closest one can come to this is by total commitment to an exercise. And sometimes you can get this terrific feeling of a whole ship's company really imagining that this is for real. And that you get a terrific esprit de corps. When people begin to realize that there could be a war and we could manage.
Roger, starboard 15.
As you probably know, the British government is particularly sensitive to what goes on in the eastern part of the Atlantic, and we've been tasked with finding out exactly what these ships are doing. In the next 24 hours, I'm going to go deep and fast, get there as quickly as possible, and to get on with the assessment. We spend more time thinking about what we're going to do if the balloon goes up. I know it's perhaps not a good way of thinking about things. One hopes it'll never happen, but I think it's absolutely vital that in the interests of the whole country that we are ready.
The Navy requires a particular attitude of mind, and if you've got it, you'll make it a success. You'll like the Navy, and it will like you.
I think it is safe to proceed.
Yes, I think you're right. But it's getting a bit marginal, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
One would consider
altering course
to starboard, right. Good.
Because she's on reciprocal bearing.
But there's a very good reason why we don't want to unless we have to on this occasion. What's that, do you know?
We're on high-speed trains, so we don't want to deviate course.
We don't. That's right.
The turn will slow us down.
That's great. Good, that's fine. Well, in fact, we're in this visibility and with the full operations room crew closed up, I'm sure that's perfectly safe. We'll hold our course for the moment. Good.
I'd had my sights on a gold stripe on my arm for a long time, but when I got it and went to see out into the real Navy with it, out of the training Navy sort of thing,
I very quickly learned that it's not a divine right to tell anyone anything. It purely signifies that you've got so far up a ladder. You've got to make it mean something. You've got to amass the experience and use the common sense when you haven't got the experience to make the rank mean something.
Come right 180.
Bearing 102. Range 850. Range rate change 12.